In 2021, I made a video about Grumpy Puppy. This animated pilot was created by Bob Boyle, who did Wubsy, again, in Powerpuff 2016. When I saw this, it was a good animated pilot with Grumpy and Paxton and stuff galore. It truly felt like the most creative pilot out there, and it seems passable by all needs. After I was done with that Shorts in a Bunch video, there is one comment asking me to do the Billy Goats. I was planning to do that video until I was focusing on something else, but since it's been 1 or 2 years for me to make it, I'm f***ing doing it with my scripts being written. So without further ado, let's dive into another animated pilot from Shorts in a Bunch titled The Billy Goats. A creatively surreal pilot.
Ice cream, pinto beans, candy fried chicken, burger bun, oh, there's a nun. Headbutt, headbutt.
So we start off with these two goats walking down a street named Bacon and Bunk. Bacon is a happy, lovable orange goat who wants to get a hot dog for $1. He's voiced by Raul Paulson, who did Yakko and Pinky from Animaniacs and Coconut Fred. These two has made videos about that, by the way. Bunk is an upbeat purple goat who has a lot of energy and f***ed around a bit. He is voiced by Carlos Azaraki, which I'm glad he's back at it again since he's previously a voice actor of Grumpy Puppy. Hello, post-editing JRD here. Once I was editing this video, someone told me that Grumpy Puppy was actually voiced by Harry Welker. If that's the case, then that's somewhat interesting. However, I started to do some legit research about Grumpy Puppy being voiced by that guy, whether it be Wikipedia or IMDb, but I don't have an answer to it. So it could be something. Also, you may be wondering why I brought up the Grumpy Puppy being voiced by Carlos. Well, I practically got that source from Funimation.com, which looks like Winky, but hey. So it's possible that this website has made a mistake, or it's actually true that Grumpy is voiced by Carlos. Who knows? But with that out of the way, on to the Billy Goats. And he's doing good at it with his Rocco impression. Or maybe this is Winslow impression? Who knows, I could be wrong here.
We will get your hot dog back somehow, but we will need a plan. We can't run off half-cooked like you usually do.
So Bacon is looking at the Moby Weenie that gets hot dogs, I shit you not, this is what it says, and gets $1 to get a hot dog. That is until this guy snatched $1 and yeets away without getting the hot dog to Bacon. Oh, the misery. Luckily, Bunk would get the hot dog back for him, so the Billy Goats were running to get the hot dog while Bunk is knocking some shit over. The two were looking at a shadow of a hot dog, but it turns out to be an actual dog that Bacon swallows. Once the lady slams her purse to Bunk, they both hear the Moby Weenie that sounds like an ice cream truck. Okay. So the Billy Goats were getting close to the Moby Weenie until the truck of beans blocks them, but Bunk headbutts the truck, and I use the word headbumps very loosely. They were so close to get the Moby Weenie, but it drives off and gives the hot dog to the man with a drink. My question is, why is this guy in the Moby Weenie just give the hot dog to the man with a drink and not the Billy Goats? It's probably the fact that they were animals. Talking animals, that is. And this guy will probably not feed the hot dogs to the animals. You could argue that some animals can eat hot dogs, and I could agree with you. But in all honesty, it's an animated pilot from Shorts in a Bunch, and they can do whatever they want, I suppose. Anyway, Bacon eats the man's hot dog, and the man kicks these two skyrockets, causing these two to land on a billboard that says, Weenies. Moist and meaty.
Nice.
It's not as moist and meaty as I imagined.
The physics for the billboard was tipped over when these two fell down and crashed. They're both alright, but Bacon is sad about not getting his hot dog. And with Bacon not getting his hot dog, that makes him empty inside. I feel your pain, bud. However, Bunk has not given up for Bacon's hot dog. So he runs up to Moby Weenie and attacks it by using his horns. Until his horns was stuck by Moby Weenie and drives off. While Bacon is excited to get his hot dog, it never came. The sunset is going down, and with the night came, Bacon lost his friend Bunk, and he's cold at night.
No hot dog, no burger, no candy fried chicken. All I cared about was my hot dog. Stupid weenie. I just want Bunk back.
Hey, man.
Or so we thought. Bunk is back with Bacon's hot dog, and it turns out that the guy from the Moby Weenie left Bunk off at the corner. And also, I just thought that this guy from the Moby Weenie just snatched $1 and yeets away without giving the hot dog to Bacon. Well, it turns out, again, that this guy from the Moby Weenie didn't see Bacon because he was short. And with the $1 he saw because he thinks this $1 was magic and actually appeared. Well, I guess that makes sense. In the end, Bacon is playing his hot dog and gives it to Bunk with a smile that I have to pause it because of how adorable this was. I'm a sucker when it comes to adorable things, actually. But speaking of adorable...
Ugh, tastes nasty.
Okay. With a hot dog that is at least edible, you will think that Bacon says that the hot dog was nasty after you take a bite out of it. And that is the Billy Goats. Personally, I like this one either way. And just like any other anime pilots, whether it be independent or not, I still adore them. It's nice to see Bunk helping out with Bacon with his hot dog. Sure, he gives up in a minute, but he never gives up and help Bacon out. And if there's someone who wants an Anthro duo cartoon and shorts the bunch, definitely the Billy Goats. It's on episode 2. Check it out if you have the time. And now here's the next section about the Billy Goats being mostly creative in a surreal way. It was created by Debbi Cone and Luke Brookshier. Although when I researched Debbi Cone, it takes me into Deborah Code, so maybe that's the guy. The two create this pilot that features these two goats, Bacon and Bunk, which I already got through to these two. And even the world they live in honestly looks surreal. The giant stuff like that milk box or a hotline phone or even that donut. To the movie weenie that has a big ass hot dog with a smile and also wheels. To the main characters like Bacon and Bunk talking. Yeah, it kinda felt surreal. And it works. For the most part. Honestly, with that living in a house thing, if I live in a house that looks like an apple or a turkey, then that's something alright. Just saying. Yeah, I'm aware about these houses like that won't exist in our world because it's done by engines, i.e. computers or phones, but may be cooler to see. In fact, this book, there was an old lady who lives in a shoe was the thing. No, seriously, it's totally a thing. I won't cover what happened to the Billy Goats because I already discussed about Shorts of the Bunch ended in my Grumpy Puppet video, so I don't want to repeat myself. In the end of this, the Billy Goats, while not being the greatest one out there, at least is indeed a creatively surreal pilot.
Yep.
Also, one last thing before I sign off is that the Billy Goats was not that weird. It's a part of the norm. That's all. Peace out and good night.